welcome to the nighttime spa. You can get face masks, leg rubs, toenails, fingernails.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Felicia.
Oh, you're Miss Brumsfield and Miss Sugarbaker.
What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson. Thank you guys for stopping by for yet another video. Let's go outside and have a little talk for a second. Thank you guys for coming by for yet another video. I actually meant to say this on the last video. If you guys keep up with GCI Turf and Pete over there, I wanted to give a shout out and ask you guys to join with me praying for him and his family. I know he and his family had talked about they had a positive test come back for COVID. He's got a son with special needs, so just want to ask you guys to join with me to pray for them. Our thoughts are with him. It's not easy. I think he's doing well, and I think he's kind of moved past it at this point, is what I heard in his latest video. So meant to say that, but our thoughts and prayers are over there with Pete. So guys, the West Virginia trip, I actually didn't even take this hat with me, but it went well. An interesting thing happened. I had to I've got an old RSX that you guys have seen in the driveway of my property. It's a 2003, been paid off since my first deployment. When I got back in 2006 from my deployment, bought that RSX. I've had it ever since, so it's been about 14 years I've owned that car. I love it to death, and it's been paid off. It's my baby, but I had to replace some headlight bulbs in it. I had to go and get the oil changed up the street here. And one of the things messed up on it is my hood latch. It's loose, and the guy tack welded it and shut the hood, and guess what? The pull cord in the car don't work. So now my hood is basically stuck shut. So just one of those life things. So now, you know, I'm a praying man, so the Lord will work it out. The bad thing is, you know, this is the month, December, officially my tags will have expired. So I have to have an inspection for North Carolina this month. So got to get that hood fixed. So I got to work that out this week with that garage. And but luckily, you know, I didn't have any issues going up and back. It was a great trip. Got my cousin moved in. He's got a wonderful house. His grass is awesome. And, you know, we're here in North Carolina, so we've got NC State, the Tar Heels, the Blue Devils around here. I was looking at his yard, and I said, it looks like, and he's got a smaller yard like me. He's got a nice backyard. And I told him he can make it, you know, maybe I can go up there in Thanksgiving and film some and do some things up there. It'd be awesome. Spray it with a green effect and microgreen maybe. But the seed that was left in the garage, I looked at the label, and it was actually Tar Heel fescue, Wolfpack fescue. And they're big UNC fans because they used to live down here, so they thought that was pretty cool. So he's got Wolfpack and Tar Heel fescue in his yard, but his yard looks great. And obviously Beckley, where I'm originally from and where they live, is elevated, so they're always about 5 degrees cooler than we are here in North Carolina. So there's Kentucky bluegrass all over there, just gorgeous looking yard. So it was a very successful trip. Got hit with the shelf right here, so that's what that mark is. But hey, that's the war that rages on when you help move, right? It's a little bit chilly out here, guys, but I'll try not to let my teeth chatter too much. But so what I wanted to talk about today, I'm not sure what I titled this video or the thumbnail that I'm going to use, but I want to talk about two things. And somebody commented it before, and I kind of addressed it, but didn't make it real clear maybe. But Winterizer, and I want to talk about the P word. I think I'm going to have something about the P word in either the title or the thumbnail, but we'll talk about the P word in a second because that's a bigger issue. But let's talk about Winterizer. So here's what I'm doing, guys. I've read up. I read just like you guys. I'm a DIYer. I'm not, I haven't went to school for this stuff. As I've mentioned, I'm not an expert. But here's what Mr. Ferguson is doing about, quote, a Winterizer, which, what do we mean by that? You've probably heard it in many other places. Are basically our final application of fertilizer that we're going to put down in the lawn just to have that green up for spring. The purpose is that it will feed. Basically, it'll hold our color through the winter months, and then come spring, it uses that nitrogen to really boost up our yard in growth and in color way quicker than other lawns. And so it's called a winterizer. But as you've heard from Lawn Care Nut and Pete and many other YouTubers out there, it's more of a marketing term. So what I've already decided is, number one, yes, I am going to put down a winterizer because I think that's great for the yard. It needs food and it'll last it through the winter months. I'm going to be using the Stay Green product. I've seen it at Lowe's. It's got a purplish type bag label, you know, color scheme going on with it. It's, I think, 35% nitrogen, if I'm not mistaken. Man, I can feel the cold on me, guys. I'm kind of shaking, so I apologize. I may have to cut this and come back or get in the sun. We may have to move here in a second. But anyways, I've already picked that as my product, as I was explaining to Mr. Kevin across the street. So here's what I'm waiting on. We're still in the 70s on a high here in North Carolina. Our lows are in the 50s to 60s still. It's not time for a winterizer for me. However, you know, most of you guys that I hear in the comments and see, you're very educated. You're just as educated as I am, if not even more educated. So you know what's best for where you live. If you guys are north of North Carolina, you're going to want to put your winterizer probably down sooner than I am. And if you're southern, you know, than Raleigh, then you're going to want to do it a little bit later than me possibly. But here's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting for temperatures to consistently be in probably the mid to lower 50s and our lows to be in the 40s and 30s. When I see that taking place, I know that growth in my yard is going to significantly slow down. Now, here's the thing for me. This yard, you guys remember my last video that I think I released on Friday? When I left, I cut it on Thursday. I went to West Virginia on Friday, came back Saturday night, and Sunday morning when I came back from church, I could tell, I said, my goodness, the yard has shot up. It has grown significantly, and it's because of those warmer temperatures I continue to see, and Mr. Kevin, our grass growing consistently. It's still, we're in that growing season. We're not slowing down here yet in North Carolina. So it's not time for winterizer here for us. I think, like Mr. Kevin and I was talking about, we can probably cut here until maybe Thanksgiving or later before it's really time to do the last mow and put our winterizer down. And then at that point, we'll just let it ride. I won't be watering the winterizer. We'll just do our last cut. We'll wait a few days. We'll spread it with our spreader. I'll do a granular, and it will just sit and it will be green and hopefully hold the color through the winter. And that's it. And then when spring comes, that's when we'll cut and we'll figure out when it's time. We'll discuss it here on the channel. When's it time to throw down Carbon X or whatever fertilizer we're going to use and wake up the lawn. But that's what my plan for winterizer, what I'm going to be doing. I'm looking for the yard to slow down in growth. When I cut the grass, am I seeing it shoot up? Am I seeing it slowly grow? Or am I seeing any growth at all? And if I'm not, I know that, okay, it's because of temperatures. Remember, if it's warm and it's unusually warm in the next coming weeks, then you're likely to continue to see growth, and you're going to have to continue to cut if you're like me and just put down Carbon X not too long ago for Halloween. So that's what we're looking for. So when I start to see that slowdown in growth, that's when we'll do our final cut, and that's when we'll put down our winterizer. So guys, thank you so much for watching another video. Again, I'm not always thrilled about just the talking videos. I like, you know, giving you something to watch. And look at those leaves coming out. It's pretty. The leaves falling down. Thank you so much again for watching the video. Thank you guys for the support, the comments, subscribing, sharing it with your buddies, your friends. I do very much appreciate it. Again, we're just trying to make the best lawn we can. Hey, oh yeah, update. They're out looking for the next yard of the month. So I'm like, hey, I hope we can do it. We've put a lot of effort. Mr. Kevin, he's putting a lot of effort in. I'm hoping that one of either, there's 4 of us here in our neighborhood that has truly put time and effort into our yards. And I'm hoping that the HOA will pay attention to that. The one before it, they had a pretty decent looking backyard. They had a lot of plants and mulching and stuff done. So I can see why they gave it to them. But I'm hoping that Mr. Kevin, Mr. Charles over here, a guy down the street, that one of us will get it that's really put in time and effort into making our yard, our grass look great, so that, you know, we can bring some honor to the Yard of the Month sign. It really needs it. So anyways, that's just something cool to shoot for. But I just enjoy being out here, guys, and I think many of you do as well. And I appreciate your comments, your likes, your support. Continue to pray for our nation. Continue to pray for Pete and the COVID of his son, that he will get over that. And just thank you guys for your love and support. Remember, Jesus is King, that he is on the throne and he's alive and well. Continue to pray to him, serve him. He loves you with all of his heart, and he loves you more than you even know. God bless you guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next Mr. Ferguson video.